Jacquelynn Powers with Miami Pop Media, and I am here with Scott Conant, who is the most amazing chef ever, and we are very close today.
Very close.
I love it. So you are here for the South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Yeah, so I love it down here. First of all, Miami is my second home, and the opportunity came up to do this restaurant, and it was a perfect first step out of New York for me. If you look out that window, look at that view.
It's
right?
Pretty insane.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
So how much time do you spend in Miami?
I'm here quite a bit. I used to be about every 6 weeks. I was here for several days, 5 days, 6 days. Now I have more restaurants, and I'm in a lot of other cities, and I'm looking at things internationally. So I'm not here quite that much, but I wish I was here quite that much. But I'm always on the phone with my team. I'm always in contact with Nina, the chef here. We have a great time developing recipes and doing new dishes, and working on service and getting this restaurant continually in a place of momentum.
How much does the fish in Miami inspire you?
Well, the water in general inspires us. It just makes sense to have a large portion of the menu somewhat fish-centric.
What else inspires you about Miami that makes it onto the menu here?
It's such a cosmopolitan lifestyle, I like to think. So, from the cocktails that we create, the culture inside the restaurant, there's such a huge South American lifestyle here also. And even though this is an Italian restaurant, so many of those cultures come together. And I really feel like it's a great platform for that.
The core of this restaurant, with all the blues, it does seem to mirror, the sea that we have.
It's very nautical. So when we did this, Jeff Sofer, who owns the Fountain Blue, really wanted some kind of expression that it would be similar to the interior of his yacht at the time. So that was a lot of the design points. David Collins, who did the design, has done a lot of amazing work.
You were talking about the lifestyle in Miami, and we are pretty healthy, but for example, your polenta is one of my favorite things, but it doesn't feel that heavy.
The intention is really to cook with little or no butter at all. I really feel that with extra virgin olive oil, which is much lighter, it's much more palatable. I try to cook with a lot of extra virgin olive oil for that reason. Yeah.
So not too much butter at scarpetta.
Or cream.
Or cream.
Now the polenta is butter and cream, but you got every once in a while. Everything in moderation, even moderation, that's what I say.
Now, your spaghetti is world famous. Did you ever think that you were going to be famous for spaghetti?
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. I always say that I have 2 daughters, and they're going to go to college because of that spaghetti. It's going to be paid for by spaghetti.
How often do you develop new dishes?
We are always developing new dishes. It's really important for me, the creative process, being a chef, and having chefs that work for me. Really important that we collaborate on dishes. They have free reign within the confines of what the concept of the restaurant is, they have free reign to be creative and to provide us with outlines or dishes or recipes or whatever it is, and then I have a test kitchen in New York City where we replicate all those recipes from all the chefs. Nina, I have to say, I love her so much. She does such an incredible job. She's such an inspiration for all the cooks inside the kitchen.
Now you have 2 cookbooks, so is there going to be a scarpetta cookbook?
Yes, in October I have the Scarpetta cookbook coming out, and I'm so excited about it. It's I'm really happy with the design points. The photography came out great.
And how hard is it to make recipes, especially that are more complicated, accessible for the home chef?
Simplicity is simplicity, and it really is less about how the recipes as much as it's about sometimes just a little bit of technique. I want it to be something where anyone can pick this book up and be inspired. You've
been doing some reality TV cooking shows, so what do you think of the genre?
I'm a regular judge on Chopped on the Food Network. As a matter of fact, coming up in a couple weeks, they made me compete as well, which I'm not a fan of this kind of competition. That time commitment is really difficult. I run my company. I don't have a COO or a CEO running my company. I do it with my director of operations and my core team. It takes 6 weeks out of a schedule and really apply it just to something like that. It's really difficult to do.
Do you pop into your restaurants and get on the line?
100%. But there's some restaurants like here. Here in Miami, the kitchen is so busy, and it's a straight line. And if I jumped in and started to help the team out, I guarantee you I would screw it all up. So I would rather act like the symphony conductor, so to speak.
Is it nice to be here but to have a home restaurant?
It really is. I mean, it's nice to be home. It's nice to be able to have, Michael Simon called me one day. He's like, Scott, I ran out of basil. I got this demo. Can you send me some basil? So we sent him down 3 kilos of basil. I mean, it's nice to be the guy to help out the other chefs, number one. And number two, it's also great to have them here when they're in town that, they think highly enough of this restaurant to be able to come and have dinner. It's always meaningful.
Any sort of late night
Nothing.
cooking or drinking here?
Nothing we can talk about.
Emerald famously called, the South Beach Wine and Food Festival spring break for chefs. So,
That's a good point.
What's your opinion on this festival?
Well, it's definitely not good for my liver. I'll tell you that much. As chefs, we all work so hard, and every restaurateur. I mean, we all work really hard, and we don't always get to hang out. So this is a great opportunity to see chefs that you probably haven't seen since last year. I mean, again, look at this weather, just being here in Miami on the beach with a bunch of people that you love to be with, meeting some really great people who are fans of the show or who love what chefs do in general. It's always just really nice.